I'm going to show you how to manipulate reality. But before we get into it, I need to bring your awareness to a place of understanding what I'm about to tell you. And the way I do that is by asking you a couple of questions. So let's get straight into it. What are you thinking right now? Tell yourself what you're thinking right now. You may be thinking, this guy has an awesome beard. Or you may be thinking, I'm not thinking anything. That itself is a thought. Tell yourself whatever you're thinking right now. What are you feeling right now? You may be feeling confused. You may be feeling love. You may be feeling anger. You may be feeling the sensation of anxiety. Take a moment and figure out what it is that you're feeling and tell yourself what you're feeling right now. Whatever you were thinking happened in the mind. Whatever you were feeling happened in the body. Who did you tell these answers to? This is not a trick question. You told it to yourself. You are the conscious self. You are the consciousness. You are the conscious driver of your human being. You're not your mind, you're not your body, you're not your feelings, and you're not your thoughts. You are the conscious driver driving this human being. And there are many ways that this human being works. So let's get to the next level. You've heard the term that your thoughts create your reality. I'm going to give you a much more in-depth, clearer explanation of this. You are the conscious driver of your human being. Whenever you do anything, it is done by thought. When you walk somewhere, you are thinking for your body to move like that. When you eat something, the movement that your body makes is done by thought. Even the unconscious parts of ourselves that are working, for example, our heart beating, that's all done by the thoughts in our subconscious. So everything is done through thought. You are using your thoughts to play in this game of life, in this reality. Think of it like this. As a soul, you put a headset on to enter the game of life, or this reality. But in this reality, you don't use a pad or a mouse or a keyboard to play it. You're using your thoughts. Your thoughts are what is controlling what you do in this reality. Again, that's why everyone says your thoughts create your reality. Let's take it to the next level. You are the conscious driver. You are the consciousness of your human being, of your character, of the avatar that you are playing this game of life in. So let's represent the consciousness, which is what you are, as a dot. So this is the consciousness. But the consciousness isn't actually kind of like one level. There's actually like two kind of levels. Now these two levels are different levels that you can take your awareness to at any time. Let's say the bottom level is the character, the personality, or in a way that you may understand it a little bit clearer, let's say this is the ego. The ego, which is the character of the game. The part of you that is caught in the illusion of the game. And then you've got the other dot. The other dot is the observer. The consciousness level, which is what you are, is actually both of these. So you can actually become the observer and you can also become the character. But we'll come back to this in a moment. Let's continue. Now the next level down from the character is the human being. Remember, we're using our thoughts to play this game. You are the consciousness. You are using your thoughts as the consciousness to control the character, the avatar. So the consciousness is what's controlling the human being. But the character level consciousness that we are isn't just one part. You are not one part. You are an ecosystem. You are multiple parts, or better yet, multiple personalities. So that's more parts, more personalities. Honestly, there's not enough space in this image to fit the amount of personalities that we are. Now, these personalities all have different needs. They have different desires, different behaviors. So let's represent that by giving them different colors. Now, these personalities are all different. And throughout your day, all day, every day, you become different personalities, different parts of yourself, based on anything, based on your experiences in your life. That experience might be a thought. That experience might be something actually happening in the 3D reality that you're in the place that you're at. It might be something that you see on social media, and we are triggered to become different parts of ourselves. So maybe in a moment where I may text someone, but I've seen that they've read the message and not text back, that will trigger something in me. The thing that it's actually triggering is I'm becoming a part of myself that is carrying a meaning, a belief. Now, in terms of how we are manipulating reality and creating our reality is this. Let's say I become a part of myself. So from messaging someone, seeing that they've read it and they've not messaged back, I get triggered to become this part of myself. And remember, we are different levels. So we can be the observer, but we're also the personality. And we're also the human. It's about understanding that you can take your awareness to different levels of what you are. So in the moment where I see that someone that I've texted hasn't texted me back, I may be triggered to be this part of myself. And this part of myself feels the emotion of anger. So from that experience of not being messaged back, I'm now in the emotion of anger, which is at the human level. The thoughts that this part of myself has is what's also playing a role in the human part of me having that emotion. Now, in terms of realities being created, the thoughts that we have give out the signal to what we are observing and what reality that we are telling the universe to create. The human being level is the emotions. The emotions we have is what's bringing that reality in for us. So let's get deeper into this. Now, there's a level in between the character and the human being, and this level is our beliefs. So we could have a belief, and maybe that belief is I'm not good enough. And we can also have another one where I believe I'm alone, and another one I'm unloved. Let's just add a load of possible beliefs. So with these parts of ourselves, the character part of ourselves, they all have different needs, different wants, different behaviors, different desires, and they all carry beliefs about yourself because they are all you. So maybe I have another experience. And in this experience, I'm with a group of people and I speak up a few times and no one really takes on board what I say. I'm kind of not in the conversation that's being had. So in that moment, it triggers me to become another part of myself. And this part of myself holds the belief that I am unseen. And this part of myself carries the thoughts, and because of the thoughts and the belief, now the human being part of me is now radiating the emotions that are carried because of this belief. Now, those emotions might be despair. I might be completely powerless. I might also be carrying fear because being unseen also means that I'm not good enough. This part of me carries that belief as well. And even I'm unworthy, because if I was worthy, I would be seen. So there might be multiple beliefs, multiple emotions. Now let's go all the way back up. As the soul or the conscious driver or the consciousness that I am, the moment I become this part of me, which has the thoughts that it does, also having the beliefs that it does, which in turn radiates the emotions from the human being, all of these layers are playing a role in creating the reality that I'm experiencing. But the main part of what is creating my reality is this level, is the belief level. The conscious driver that you are, all of you, your being has a belief system. And that belief system is what is used to create the reality that we have. At this level here, the belief system level, what my beliefs are, is kind of like the main driver. Because by believing I'm not good enough, the human being part of me is radiating what it is, which will pull a reality to me to mirror me not being good enough. We can't control our emotions. We can't feel this emotion only and not feel that one and that one, because your emotions are a feedback. It's a communication. The human being part is a feedback. Your entire reality is a feedback to you. It's not about rejecting parts of yourself. All of these parts all have thoughts and they all have beliefs. Again, you've heard the term, your thoughts create your reality. But what makes more sense is that your beliefs create your reality. Your belief system uses thoughts to create your reality. So if you want to get to a place where your reality is different, then you need to understand these parts of you. You need to understand why they are holding the beliefs that they do. The reason that they hold the beliefs that they do is because they have unmet needs. Your entire being is based on needs. You've had experiences where you've been emotionally distressed, and in that emotional distress, there was no resolution. And because of that, there were unmet needs. And because of the unmet needs, these parts of you gave meaning to the situation about yourself. These meanings are your beliefs. So if I experience something, I give meaning, and that meaning is that, well, this happened to me because I'm not good enough. Well, this is happening to me because I'm rejected. Well, no one ever stays because I'm not good enough. And these are thoughts. And when we have these thoughts over and over again, they make the beliefs stronger and stronger. And those beliefs are what is creating our reality. Now remember, you are the conscious driver, and there are two layers of the consciousness of your being. What you can do is you can become the observer. You can observe these parts of you. You can interact with these parts of you, talk to them. You can observe the thoughts that they have, the beliefs that they hold. You can even observe the the human being, what the human being part of you is feeling. You are many layers and many parts. For anyone who's on a personal development journey, no matter how they approach it, we're always going towards raising self-awareness to become more aware of the self. And the self is all of these layers. The way you change these beliefs is by understanding these parts of you, understanding where they came from, why they gave the meaning that they did, and why they hold the beliefs that they do. And then learning how to meet the unmet needs that these parts of you have. And by doing that, they will start giving new thoughts, which will then create new beliefs. And by creating these new beliefs, the human being will radiate different emotions. And the more you get to these parts of you and the more you meet their needs, the more they start giving new meanings and new thoughts, then you'll have new beliefs that align with the reality that you want to create. Remember, your path is about continuously raising self-awareness in order to become aware of these parts of yourself, and then learn how to meet their needs. Now, everything that I put out in the world is geared towards teaching people how to do this. If you're interested to take this further, I have online courses on my website that will teach you how to do this, that will assist you with raising your self-awareness, to increase your emotional intelligence, to then be able to create the reality that you desire. You can find everything that I put out there on my website. The link is always in the bio and the description of everything that I put out. This path is about raising self-awareness. You have the ability to create the reality that you want.